Everyone now sees Fnatic as underperformers, but did you know we used to see them as the hope of the West and of Europe? In this video, you'll see how Fnatic went from clutch to unreliable, and how they went from the heroes to the forgotten. And you'll see why Europe needs the old Fnatic now more than ever. But before we visit Fnatic's downfall, let's first revisit what made Fnatic so great to begin with. Fnatic joined League of Legends by acquiring the My Revenge roster back in 2011. And guess what happened a couple months later?
That was one turret dead, second turret dead. Fnatic going to win the Season 1 championship if they can hold on. Just Nixus will go down. Congratulations to Fnatic winning.
Fnatic became the first world champion in League of Legends history. But they didn't stop there. For years after, they became the team to watch from Europe and one of the most popular teams in the world. We're talking Cyanide, Xpeke, Reckless, Yellowstar, and SOAS. I'm sure you recognize most of those names, if not all of those names, and recognize the incredible moments that they left behind to this day. But when that super team fell apart, Fnatic was forced to rebuild. And they did. And they did a damn good job at that. In 2015, Fnatic acquired Huni and Reignover, two new faces, alongside another new face in Febvin. And that Fnatic took SKT in their prime and Faker in his prime to 5 games at MSI.
In the tri-brush, they're going for it.
Here comes Huni, the flame spit is on, and a 3-man stun! Yellowstar holds SKT under the tower, steal back 3-1 and 1, that's a double kill!
It was unheard of for a Western team. And then they topped it again by going 18-0 in the regular season in Summer Split. But again, the roster fell apart. Huni and Reignover left, later Febvin left, Yellowstar left, and Fnatic struggled for a while, dealing with turmoil. But then came 2018. It was Broxa, Caps, Whippo, Reckless, and Hylissang. Another Fnatic super team. And just like that, Fnatic was the hope of the West once again. They battled the strongest teams in the world, and at Worlds, they found themselves at the top in the finals. This was the first time a Western team had reached the finals of Worlds in the modern era. It was an incredible feat. Within 7 years, Fnatic had rebuilt and rebuilt multiple superstar rosters and were always able to compete. But unfortunately, nothing lasts forever. And I'm just about to tell you where things started to fall apart for Fnatic, but before I get into that, I just want to say most of my watchers are actually not subscribed, and I would love to continue to grow this channel and grow this community. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll keep them coming. And back to the video. The next year, Fnatic's generational talent left the organization and joined G2. Now G2 up until this point had become a strong champion in Europe, but wasn't the dominant force on the international stage. That is until they formed this new G2 super team. G2 would completely overshadow Fnatic's success from the previous year. Not only did G2 make the finals of international tournament, they actually won it. G2 became the first European to win an international tournament in years. And not only that, but they beat SKT not once, but twice in 2 best-of-5s. And then heading into the World Finals in 2019, they were even the favorite to win the tournament. G2's performance in 2019 and 2020 are so legendary that they're still revered and respected around the world. Meanwhile, Fnatic and their 2018 performance is hardly ever talked about. With G2's rising glory, Fnatic was again forced to rebuild, but this time, things didn't pan out. See, at first Nemesis joined Fnatic, and the team continued to compete very well with G2, but could not secure the trophy. But as the years went on, things went from bad to worse.
And claim in the end their 7th title, matching the record set by Fnatic. 7 titles for G2.
Reckless also left in 2021. Now, Reckless was the last of the old guard from the original Fnatic, so this was a huge loss. Desperate to rebuild themselves quickly, they tried everything. Whippo swapping roles, Nemesis going to the bench, Upset joining the team and then leaving and then joining the team again. It felt like every year the roster changed, but the results did not. And European fans became more and more used to the fact that Fnatic was no longer a contender. But 2022 was supposed to be the rebound year, the year that Fnatic reclaimed their glory at the top of European League of Legends. Razork, Humanoid, Wonder, Hylissang, and Upset. A team where synergy never clicked and inconsistency was more consistent than anything else.
Humanoid in the middle of the gravity well, slowed by the undertow, and his death knell. Flashing safety scenes are coming over. Instant kick. Now getting knocked back, but Razork misses the follow-up. He can't finish the kill. He wants it so bad.
And unfortunately for Fnatic, that became a pattern that continued for years to come. One split Razork's hard carrying, the next one he's inting. Next thing you know, they're thrusting up Oskirinen into the main role and he's getting scapegoated. Upset, regardless if he's carrying or not, is getting criticized. Noah and Trimby didn't work out, Reckless came back and left. And Humanoid, he's been the biggest disappointment of all. Fnatic paid a fortune for him and got almost nothing in return. And now they're replacing him with a T1 substitute that wasn't even good at being a substitute. But that's the thing you need to understand. This isn't just about rosters. This is a much bigger issue. For one, Fnatic was always about rising to the occasion, whether it was their Expeke roster, their 2015 roster with Huni and Reignover, or their Caps and Reckless roster in 2018. But that's no longer the case. Fnatic's actually not clutch, in fact they're quite the opposite.
Said this last game as well, but they're on to Kana, no flash.
Ulti in, Kana trying to get a bit more time. Upset following, backing away. Taking a long time to die, that's a lot of ultimates, but it looks like Kana will fall. No healing, so damn much! God. He's just unkillable! Cloudy, the pushback knocks him into the team, but again it does not matter, the Azir is just ready to die. Upset running for his life. And these are the final moments of...
They were not happy with how the last series played out, and they're coming for MCoy, and they're gonna take it back.
All eyes on KC. They
Every possible corner.
Parts out to Fnatic, not the way they wanted to finish the season. At the end of the day, somebody had to lose, somebody had to go
Even
home.
when they do have show-out regular seasons, they just can't show up when it matters most. There's no cohesion, no spark, there's a lot of talent on paper, but in-game, it's just silence. Whether it's coaching turnover or management problems, players getting thrown in and out of lineups at the wrong time, veterans expecting to carry the leadership role without the support that they need. This isn't just a talent problem, this is a foundation problem. And Fnatic's foundation
really sorry.
is
All
rotten.
Fnatic fans in chat, I am sorry. Okay, now that Fnatic's over, look, Fnatic fans, I know that you guys are really fucking sad. You know, this is probably not the way that you wanted to watch your team at Worlds. Now, let's look at the schedule.
So where does Fnatic go from here? They still have the name, they still have the legacy, but each year that legacy is fading more and more. And Europe needs that old Fnatic back now more than ever. See, G2 is still dominating Europe, but isn't showing up on the international stage like they once used to. And then there's Koi doing the same, and even Carmen Corp. Europe desperately needs the old Fnatic back as top-tier competition to all these other teams. And for Fnatic, this is their golden opportunity to be the heroes of Europe once again. But it's going to take more than just getting another Caps or Reckless. They're going to have to fix their system. They're going to have to change from top down to rebuild that winning culture and rebuild that trust and loyalty. Because this is no longer the Fnatic you and I remember. And Europe needs that Fnatic now more than ever. Now, let me know in the comments your favorite Fnatic memory and what you think Fnatic needs to do now to reclaim their former glory. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and share if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for the next one.